Hey everyone, this is Shelby, and I am going to show you today how to make a very basic beaded flower. Now, I had a bunch of old wooden beads that I really wasn't going to use for anything, so I got some old garden wire that I found at a garage sale, and I took all this stuff out, and I made some garden flowers for the front of my house, because right now it's all mud and chives. There's chives growing, and it just, there's no other flowers because I didn't have time to plant last year when I moved in. So these are made with wire and old wooden beads. You might have some just laying around that you don't want to use anything for anything else. And then I hot glued a marble to the middle. As you can see, I made those long enough so that I can stick them in the ground in the front, and there'll be some color on the front of my house. This today, though, I'm going to show you the smaller version, but it's going to be the same technique. You use the same technique to do these bigger ones. This is something that I made for the virtual gallery, for Artshop's virtual gallery. I have a couple of these made, and I'm going to make a few more, and we're going to post them for sale later. But these are the size, or about the size that we're going to make. I'm going to show you how to make. And these are little pots that I painted for these. Okay. I've already started on this flower so that you didn't have to sit through watching me make the whole thing. The first thing you're going to do is cut a length of wire about a 1.5 foot long. Okay, here's my blank wire. At the end, you're going to make a bend, and then a couple of twists, then bend that up. And the reason you're doing that is so the beads, when you string the beads on, they don't slip off the other end. I mean, that's kind of silly, wouldn't it be? You're stringing them and they're just falling off the other end. Anyway, yeah, so that's why we're doing that to the end. As you can see, I did that to this one, and I've already done 3 petals on this. You can grab any spare beads that you have. Typically I use either 18 gauge or 20 gauge wire, and then larger seed beads, and whatever glass beads that you have laying around. It's practice with whatever. You can always cut the wire and get your beads back if you want them, if you don't like the pattern. So this is a basic pattern here. What I'm going to do is red, white, red, white, red, white, then red, white, and then large bead, and then 6 more down the side. And so that makes, this is 3 petals. And now I'm going to make the last 2. And so now while I'm doing this, this is the basic, very, very basic beaded form. There are some that are very, very detailed, which I wouldn't start with if you're going to look up the French beading online. They're French beaded flowers. That's what that's how they got popular, is the French. And you can see there's 6. And then I'm going to put my large bead on, and then I'm going to do white and red alteration. 6 on each side of the big bead. But I would love, and I think I'm going to attempt it since I don't really have that much time because I'm working on clay. But I think that I am going to try to make a cactus. That would be fun. If I do that, I promise I'll make a video. Okay, so when you come down to here, see, you can push that form out to make it a little rounder, but you want to make sure, hope you can get this right, if you can see this right, you want to make sure that there's just a little bit of room at the bottom, if you can see right there in between my nails, and you're going to twist it twice. 1, 2. If you twist it any more than that, typically your wire will break. This wire is pretty good, but if you mess with wire too much, it will snap. So it would be a horrible thing that you get to your 5th petal and snap, and there goes your wire. So only twist it twice. You can see that, uh-oh, I captured a bead in there. That's okay. You can see that it has some space in here. That's actually not a bad thing. Now I have a little bead in the middle. Now typically I would either use the long tail of the wire and put a bead on it and go through to finish it off, or like with the marble, just glue something on there. It doesn't matter so much about these because these are going to go outside, and I'm sure by the fall they'll be faded or whichever. These are, really just a temporary fun thing. I mean, right now I think it's nice to put some color out there and make people smile when they drive by, since we're going through a tough time together. But okay, now I'll make the 5th one and then show you how I finish them off. I'm happy that I'm actually getting this video happening here, because this is a new phone and, well, it's not really up to snuff. So, right, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then a large bead. Now, the bead that you use, do you see how I use them here at the end, the bigger ones, and then at the tip of these, there's smaller ones. You need to think about that, because if you put an awkward bead here and then you bend it to go to shape, it could break it. It could break your wire. You need to make sure that whatever's at the end will form your petals smoothly. This one's more like a daisy. So, but there are others, like when you bead leaves, you sometimes want the tip to be a little pointy. You can see here, that's one of the leaves that I've done. You can also fill your leaves in by continuing to bead around and around, but I'll show you that if I do another one. Okay. If I do another beading flower video. Okay, where am I at? Don't want to lose track. Two, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And now we're going to finish off the flower. You see, there's your undertail. This will be the underneath of your flower, the bottom. Then again, you're going to want to, and I trapped that other bead in there from the petal because I didn't pay attention to, it's hard for me to see what I'm doing through this camera. So I've got to take a peek around the camera. And so yeah, I'm going to lay that across, still keeping a little bit of room down there. Whoop, a little bit of room. And now it's 1, 2. All right. And there. You've got a really cool beaded flower that you could, you can put these in an empty pot, make a bunch of them, stick them in an empty pot of even dirt or sand, pebbles, anything. And just, the cats won't eat them for sure. Now if I want, you can see that bead in the middle, but if I want to have something in the middle, say another one of these bigger ones, I'll bring up my other tail the tail is beading with, the longer one. Put this right on there. Hold it in place. You might have to bend one side there so that it stays in place, which mine is giving me difficulties, but that's okay. And then pull it down through. In the bottom, you see how there's two different. Well, what you're going to do is hold on to this flower and twist, twist, twist. You can twist for as long as you like, or you could actually not twist. And so you can, since it's wire, you can actually move it around a little bit. Just don't retwist or untwist it and then twist again, because that will break. Okay, so that's in the middle. The best I can do right at the moment. And you can, oh yeah, I think I'm gonna have to redo this one, but that's okay. It's just because of my, there we go. You can actually attach this to a brooch back. You can make a brooch out of it also. But we won't go there today. We'll just do this. You practice this. Obviously, I'm going to go back and redo this because, well, it's crooked in the middle. But that's okay. That's just something that bothers me. If it doesn't bother you, then hey, there it is. But yeah, there's your beaded flower. Remember to twist on the bottom. And you can stick them in pots or wherever you want to. You could wrap them around each other and the stems, and you have a bouquet of them. So that's it for today, and I hope this comes in focus enough for you guys to see. Yeah, all right, you guys, be safe.